This is Janet Gershwin of Southwold Scribblings. Now, today I'm going to talk about, I'm getting a bit comfortable here, about this. And this as well. I'll tell you about it in a minute. So, I've already given up on that.
Bring your heart, bring your dreams. It's time for Southwold Scribblings.
Okay, so today I want to talk about public speaking. Now, without sounding patronising, if you've ever been asked to maybe give a talk to a class or your work colleagues, as I said, you might think, I'm too shy, I can't stand up in front of people, I know. And maybe, it's a great thing to do, I tell you, and you feel that you've communicated well with people, but you have to do a bit of preparation. Okay, so here's some things that I want to talk to you about, and I'm sure you will comment back to me. I'm sure you will. Janet Gershwin, Southwold Scribblings. The biggest thing you can do is to get there early, all right? Because otherwise, things like this happen. This is where your notes are meant to be, by the way, if you've had to, because it's already broken. I can hardly fix it up. So arrive early. Nobody wants anybody to be setting up when they arrive, okay? You have to set up early, get ready, sit down, smile, and breathe. And it is funny where people sit. So no one likes to sit in the front row in case you catch their eye, okay? In the back row, it's different. And I'll just tell you one small story. I may have said before, but I did a public speaking event a few weeks ago, and I've got another one to do this coming week. But there was two ladies in the back row, and the first lady was very hard of hearing, and her friend, who sat next to her, decided to repeat everything I said in a very loud voice to her. It almost felt like an echo going on, to be honest. And so eventually she fell asleep, but I hope she enjoyed the first 5 minutes of my talk. Talking of which, first 5 minutes, people say to me, 45 minutes? And I say, no way. No one wants to listen to anybody listen or talk for 45 minutes. They would just lose concentration and interest. And I say usually maybe 5 minutes, probably about 15, 20 minutes on maximum. That I think works. Especially you've got one of those big white screens behind you, and you have that thing that you change pictures and all that sort of stuff. How technical is that? So 20 minutes, and I try and do questions and answers during that time, because there's nothing worse than at the end, and the person who's organised it says, is there any questions for Janet? And of course, no one puts their hand up. And so for me, I catch their eye, I keep an eye on them, and I ask them questions or listen to what they've got to say during that 20 minutes. So you've got to learn also possibly to project your voice. So you can't do this. Hello, Jane. And you certainly can't do this. Hello, I'm Janet Gershwin. I have to say some very unpleasant things growing in there. I think I saw was the luck, which I hate anyway. Never mind. It's having a happy life. Anyway, so keep it calm, keep it warm, keep them entertained a little. Yeah, keep their interest. And as I said, 20 minutes is enough for anybody to listen to. Okay. And the other thing is that when you go, right, so the other thing is, if you're lucky, you can look up, somebody, and then you can go straight back to that same letter, all right, the same word. So, if you had that, and that was in front of your face or something like that, that's not a good idea, all right? But you may be able to remember to go back to the word you just left off. It's a skill, and it can be learned, but it helps a great deal. So that's almost it for talking about public speaking. Again, comments to me, Janet Gershwin at Southwold Scribblings. But I just want to say one thing, all right? I've noticed there are Valentine's cards in the shops already. So I think we should all be preparing that list of who we're going to send Valentine's cards to, because I reckon the more you send, the more you get back. And here's the thing, all right? Don't ever, ever, ever buy flowers from a garage. You won't get away with it. They will know immediately, and your life will not be as pleasant as you thought it might be while you're celebrating Valentine's Day. Janet Gershrig, Southwold Scribblings. Take lots of care. Bye-bye.
She's got laughter, she's got tears. Janet Gershrig through the years. Bring your heart, bring your dreams, 'cause it's Southwold Scribblings. Oh yeah.